Believe in yourself. The importance of self-belief. Now, I've spent the past 6 months going over my newsletter, trying my best to convey the message that I've written in my newsletter post and try to gather more benefits for the both of us, because this has just been a journey for me in terms of assessing my thought patterns and things like that. And believing in myself has been one of the most important factors to me continuing on with the series, and me staying committed, and me trying my best to continue with this channel. So I begin by saying, and normally what I do with this is I read through it word by word, and if I have anything important I want to say in between, I'll say it. So let's go. Believing in yourself is one of the most important pieces to changing your circumstances and achieving your goals. I think people do downplay believing in yourself because they just attribute it to something it's not tangible, and because it's not tangible, there's no point in even trying to attribute that. But believing in yourself is the first step towards success in any avenue. If you lack self-belief in yourself and your abilities, then you will struggle to take action and actually give things your true best effort. What you tend to do, and what I've tended to do before when I was younger, was when I didn't really believe in myself, I wouldn't give it my best shot, because I knew that in my mind I didn't believe in myself to achieve it anyway. So what's the point of giving it my best? So what I would do was I would slack off. I'll wait. Another time I'll give it my best effort. But today I'm not my best self, and today is every single day if you let that continue. But the small and simple step of understanding that you have to believe in yourself. Believing in yourself is a journey. It requires constant effort. It's a daily ongoing thing. You have to keep going at it, because if you slack off, it will fall off. And if you go overboard, you'll go to the other side, which you don't want to go there, being over too much ego and too much pride. Now, the next thing I mentioned is that mentality plays a huge role in achievement and is what sets the difference between achievers and the non-achievers / failure. It's discussed, it's talked about. You hear people talk about, from people like David Goggins to like public speakers like Tony Robbins to writers. There's many examples of people that mention about the importance of mindset. Make sure it's something that you value, something that you attribute, and something that you practice in your route to success in whatever you're trying to achieve. I hope you do achieve success in whatever you're trying to achieve. The next thing I mentioned is that it is vital that you believe in your abilities so that you can make a difference in your life and the life of others. Highlight there, the life of others too. Don't be selfish. It's not just about you, it's about everyone else. You need to consider other people, your family, your friends, people that you are responsible for. This is easier said than done, and writing that you need to change your mentality may not be enough in this post. So what is the way to change your mentality? And I'd say this is a big word I'm going to use, but dichotomy. The dichotomy of me writing these posts and me making these videos is that all of this is easier said than done, and I could be speaking to a fence right now. Maybe no one's watching these videos. Maybe you're watching but you're not listening. Or maybe the next person isn't listening. But it's a dichotomy I face, but at the same time, the message needs to be spread. And if it's not spread by someone else, I'll spread that message. How about that? And the same goes for me. If I'm not spreading it, you should spread this message. One way that helped me a lot was reading books and articles that were related to self-improvement and personal development. If you don't know, I'm very heavily influenced by the books I've read, the posts I've seen, the videos I've seen over the past 5 to 10 years, especially the past 5 years where I've read quite a lot of books. Heavily influenced my mindset. It's made me a better individual in understanding myself. This expanded my understanding of the different views and approaches to mindsets, habits, actions, attitudes, and that contributes to personal development and success. The books I've read, quite a lot of them were by older people, and I don't really speak to old people. So me reading the book was a good chance for me to almost have that. It's almost like a one-sided conversation where they're writing their thoughts and you're just reading. The same way it'll be like a therapy session where someone's speaking and you're just listening. that was my kind of one-sided conversation with these old people, because it's not like I'm going to find an old man on a bench and just sit with him and talk about life. It's only happened to me once in my life before. I learned that adopting a growth mindset and a positive attitude is a great way to build a good self-belief system that aids you when working towards your goals and making changes. And many other things I've learned. So much gratitude I have to every person that's helped me along the way to become the man I am today, and to become the man I'm going to be too. 2 things I am doing to build these are positive affirmations and accomplishing daily and weekly goals. It's an ongoing, I'm not going to call it a struggle, because struggle could portray that it's a losing battle, but it's an ongoing battle, and you should be on the winning side. The positive affirmations focuses more on directly impacting my thought patterns and mindset, while working towards accomplishing goals directly impacts my habits and behaviors. So what you can take from this is to build a system that allows you to improve your mentality. And how you can break that down is you have your actions and habits, and you have your thoughts and mindset, and try to figure out a way that you can attack that and improve that. Positive affirmations and attacking and accomplishing goals is what works for me. It's what works for me, and you have to figure out what works for you. So that could mean you trying out these things and ticking them off if they work for you. If not, move on to the next thing. Don't be too hung up on things that don't work for you. Focus on the things that do work for you, and that's one of the best advices you can take. If you take any advice from this video, take that. The mix of these two are a great way to slowly build the mindset and attitude I am aiming to practice consistently. A key thing to keep in mind is that there is no mastery, and this is to the people that believe that one day they're going to become 100% My Hero Academia, 100%. They're going to become Goku in one day. They're going to become the master of something. It will humble you to understand that there is no mastery. So you need to constantly work at things. You need to constantly work on your mindset, because your mindset and mentality requires adjustment every day, every week, every month. Not to overwhelm you, but also to keep you humble as well. What I mean by this is that there is no point where you can stop, and things will stay how you built them. You have to consistently work on practicing these behaviors and habits so that they are fresh and adapting with your circumstances. Like driving a car. If you are only driving every few months, you will get rusty and not be at the same level you were when you were consistent. Make sure you adopt habits and tasks that you practice daily, weekly, and or monthly, that you can keep working towards on your mindset and actions, so that you can keep it fresh and adapting to your circumstances. That's a lot of words I threw out there, and I read it all in one breath, which was a bad decision. Make sure, like the car example, I'll give the example of playing a game. Person A plays a game every single day. Person B plays a game once every month. Person A will be more consistent. Therefore, in most 9 out of 10 cases, will be better than person B. So yeah, and that's covered that. But we have another one, sort of a special surprise, really. But we have another one here. It's called Adopting Better Sleeping Habits. A 2-for-1. This is the first time I've done a 2-for-1, but I thought I wanted to do this one as well as an additional. It's not related, but it is very important, and it is about adopting better sleeping habits. And this helps you with your mentality, helps you believe in yourself, because if you don't sleep at all, you're not gonna believe anything. You're gonna go insane. You're gonna need to go to the hospital. So I give tips on sleeping habits, and honestly, I don't know the way I'm going about this. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea, but I'm reading all of these first time and doing all of this in one take, which is not the best habit to do. I've recently gone into editing, which is a benefit. That's not related. Okay, so I mentioned that sleep is one of the most important things in your life, and we spend 1/3 of our lives sleeping. If you think about your time, you spend 1/3 of your time sleeping. Like you read it and you're like, really? I don't think that, but when you actually look into it, it's the truth. And this makes it important to develop healthy habits that improve your rest and sleep. Doctors advise adults to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day. Although that is a general piece of advice that does not include outliers where people are able to sleep to function on 2 to 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, that doesn't include the maniacs, the insane people, but also the successful people that are able to successfully sleep for those hours and be able to function. And make sure if you listen, don't take any doctoral or medical advice from me. Don't. I'm not liable for any of that. So make sure you go get help from a professional if you want any of those kind of things. Get some advice from a doctor in regards to how much sleep you should get. But the general gist is 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I personally aim for 7 hours of sleep minimum, so that means I have to sleep earlier or wake up earlier for work or following my routine. My sleep routine is, if I don't get 7 hours of sleep, I'm gonna be a grumpy guy and I'm a struggle to function, or my body won't wake me up. The alarm can go off 10 times and I won't get up. But I want to be the person that can sleep on 2 hours. I can function on 2 hours of sleep, but if I don't get 7 hours of sleep, I'm not gonna get out of bed. I'm not even gonna open my eyes. Like, my whole family can come wake me up one by one. I'm going back to sleep. In this post, I will give tips on how to sleep earlier / get more hours of sleep if you're struggling with getting enough sleep due to spending time on your phone or delaying time the delay in the time it takes you to go to bed. I used to stay up late because I would watch videos, text people, scroll through social media. However, I have more control over that now. It's something that is in and out. Sometimes I have control over it, sometimes I don't. And you have to stay head on with it. Stay consistent, like I mentioned with the other post. Stay consistent. However, I have more control over it now, and I can sleep a lot earlier if I follow my routine before going to sleep. Now, I'll give pieces of advice here. I think the pieces of advice are great in terms of you should give yourself 30 minutes before you go to sleep and this and that. And I give a lot of rules there. I'll let you read them all. But when it comes to sleeping habits, just try your best to have a consistent routine where you sleep. Like, try to sleep through similar times during the night and morning. And that is probably one of the best advices. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave that for anyone that wants to read that. Thank you very much for watching.